I'm actually from here in Anchorage, Alaska, so this is my hometown. Went to dental school in Portland, Oregon at OHSU and graduated in 2008. Moved back home and bought my dad's dental practice. It was a single dentist practice up here in Anchorage. Purchased it in early 2010, and we were about 70% Medicaid at that time.
And so fast forward to today, because a lot has changed since you took over the practice. So where are you guys at nowadays?
Today we're a 5-dentist practice. My dad has retired. We have 5 dentists in here now, including myself. About 30 employees, right in the same location in MIDTOWN, and we just underwent a big remodel. When I bought the practice, it was $1.2 million between Dad and I. Hopefully this year, we will be hopefully grossing $8 million is our goal, and we're on track right now for our goal.
So one big part of that is new patient growth. What rate you're at before with new patients and where you're at now as far as new patient flow?
30, 40 new patients per dentist, roughly. So, my thoughts, it depends on your area. I feel like you need to have at least 60 new patients a month per doctor. The best marketing, I think, by far, is word of mouth and referrals from your patients. So, but as far as paid marketing, which I think is important to do now, you need to do it. It's very competitive out there. Then it's going to be our SEO and Google reviews and the way I kind of approach this. My generation and myself, what do I do when I want to look for some kind of a service? And really the answer for me even back then was I Google it. And so I made a commitment earlier on that I want to be highly ranked in the organic section of Google, which is good SEO really. But you want good quality patients. And I think most of those are going to come from good Google reviews, a good Google ranking. When they type in dentist in your area, you want to pop up there at the top of the list.
On the internet is mostly price shoppers. That's kind of a stereotype that we get. What's your thoughts on that?
I would disagree. I think our highest quality patients truly are coming from our website and from looking us up on Google. In my experience, those are the patients who actually want to find a good dentist. They're looking to see what other people are saying about you. They're looking at reviews. Those are the types of patients that I think are the highest quality patients, because really what they want is value. They're not really looking for the cheapest price. That is the most important thing, I think, nowadays. I think, again, I put it back on the patients. What do they do? There's a lot of dentists out there. There's a lot of whatever you're looking for. It's important that you have good reviews. Any dentist should ask each new patient how they found you. We want to know where they're coming from, and that allowed me to establish an ROI for each of my marketing efforts and allow us to kind of tell where to put our money. And that's why we do put a lot more money now towards SEO, towards website marketing, things like that, internet marketing, because we've seen that that's where a lot of the new patients are coming from. I think reputation, though, is very important. You need to make sure that not only are you putting the money towards the marketing, but you need to make sure that they have a good experience when they get there. I always go back. I never trust a phone book company to tell me how many calls came through. I look at those numbers. What I found on the phone book, for example, they would say, oh, you got 60 calls last month. Well, 55 of those calls were already patients of record before you ever ran the phone book ad. So what I'm finding is that a lot of your current patients will go to the phone book to look you up really quick because they forgot your number. Those aren't necessarily unique leads. So we actually went back and back-checked in there, and I was able to actually determine how much we produced on those patients and then calculate a real ROI on my investment. What I found was that I was losing money hand over fist on the phone book. I mean, I was literally paying $20,000 to $30,000 a year to advertise in the phone book. It looks good when you have $60,000 of production from a phone book ad, but then when you figure out that it costed you $80,000, it doesn't look good anymore. So I think by far and away the best is going to be your internet marketing. I think that's where most of society goes now. It's the new phone book. They get on, and majority is Google. Yeah. There's a lot of different things out there. There are Yelpers out there, but I think Google reviews is where, for our practice, we focus most of our efforts, and I honestly think it's 90% of where you should focus your efforts. Is trying to rank well on Google, make sure you have good reviews on Google. Google is kind of the king, and I'm sure you guys see that on your end as well. I think it's important. And it's important to kind of have a wide net there too. I mean, I think Yelp's important, and some of the other things are Bing and things like that as well. But you want your online reputation to be very good, because they're not price shopping, they're value shopping, and they're looking to see what other people are saying about you. I think in an economy like this, I have been a little more aggressive with my marketing, and I'm pushing that 6% as far as my marketing budget. I just accepted that. You know, some people say that's a little bit high. It's on the high side of normal for sure. But I think with everything going on and all the competition right now, and definitely spend a little bit more on my marketing budget, make sure we still have the patient flow coming in. And we're doing pretty well. A lot of other dentists in town are hurting, but I think our efforts towards marketing paid us back. So I know it's a very competitive an area, but we're still very busy. Our dentists are seeing plenty of new patients come in the door, and I think it's just because we're sticking our head up just a little bit above the rest. It's not necessarily the number of dentists in your area. It's who's going to try to get those patients in, who's going to make the effort to increase their marketing game. There are a lot of dental offices out there they just do the same old thing they've always done, and they think it's going to work. And so if you're trying a little bit harder than everyone else, I think that's enough to keep you busy. You can't do the thing that your dad did to be successful in today's world. You have to look at, what do your friends do when they shop? I mean, that's really what it comes back to, I think, is, when I go to a dental office, when do I want to get in? I want to get in right now. I think that's something with my generation. I want instant gratification. So I designed my practice to accept new patients same day. We put in same day blocks so we can get them in right away. We don't put a new potential shopper off 2 weeks to get in. They're going to go somewhere else. The economy has been tough on everyone. So the way to stand out, I think, above and beyond is to make sure that you're giving the patients value, which is, people are spending money for what they want. I think you need to show them the value, give them a good experience. You're going to get those patients coming in. I think the biggest thing is having positive reviews, good social media advertising, because they don't know who you are before they come into your office, and your goal is to get them in the office. And so you need to show those features you have on your website, what sets you apart from your competition. And then the really important thing is once they come in, to make sure that you give them that experience. They have to have a 5-star experience when they come into your practice. And the way I think about Google, and I'm not a marketing expert or anything like that, but Google's always changing their algorithms to try to get the best businesses on top. I think that what Google wants is their users to have the best experience. And their users don't have a good experience if Google tells them to go to X doctor over here and they go there and they have a bad time. So my thing is, the whole game with Google and trying to change all their algorithms and everything, and is that they want the best businesses to be on top of their list, because they want to send people to the best businesses. So people go, I'm going to go to the Google expert to know where I want to go.
So you're saying that you have to be a good business online and offline even.
Exactly. What we're finding now is that we're the highest ranked practice in our town due to good reviews. And that's just all about patient experience when they come in the door. You have to give them a rock star experience. I mean, it can be a detriment to have, we're getting right now 10 to 11 new patients a day coming in the door. It can be a detriment if they come in and they're all having to wait for 30 minutes. Your reviews are going to suffer. And that's going to affect your Google ranking, and it's going to be a downhill spiral. So too many patients can be a problem too. Yeah, I think marketing to, for example, I do implants. So when I've done directed marketing towards implants, that's been very good for me. Implant dentures, things like that, whatever it is you do. If you're a cosmetic dentist, you should focus, if those are the kind of cases you want, you should focus your marketing towards cosmetic dentists, veneers, those keywords. Your company that does your marketing and your SEO, Firegang, whoever it is going to hopefully do that with you. You need to have a conversation with them and tell them what you're targeting. And that can be very effective. And sometimes it only requires 1 or 2 patients a month to pay for all that marketing if you have a big case come in the door. But to be honest, most of my large cases are patients who come in, they say it's about money, they don't have a lot of money, they come in, they just want the basic denture, they don't want the implant denture. But once you sit down and talk to them, you listen to them, you establish the trust and rapport, all of a sudden your case acceptance goes up. And I have a very high case acceptance rate, and part of that was learning how to ask the right questions during the patient interview, the patient consultation. Ask the questions, let them lead themselves to the treatment they want. Most of the time they do want the 5-star treatment, and they're willing to pay for it, but it's a trust issue. It's a trust factor. Can they trust that they're going to get good value up for their buck? They're all out there buying cars, despite what they say that they don't have money. They buy a new car every couple of years, $20,000, $30,000. If you show them the value and you establish the trust and rapport with them, it's amazing what'll open up for you treatment-wise. They come in, they want the 5-star treatment. They didn't trust any dentist before to walk them down that path. So I started with Firegang very early on, and what I realized after working with you guys is, it's a custom tailored experience to our practice. There are a lot of very large marketing companies out there that specifically market just to dentists. And the problem is they're so big and they take on so many dentists at once that they have to reuse their copy. And they have to do things and make kind of a one-size-fits-all website. And Google doesn't like that, and their rankings reflect it, because Google is trained to recognize when people are trying to game the system. So I think it's important that you have whatever your message is, whatever you're going to use to set you apart, you have that really good one-on-one relationship with your marketing company, and that they build that into your website with custom copy. It's not reused, it's unique to you, so that you do get the best ranking, because I think that's important. My experience with Firegang has been that I've had all the support I wanted whenever I wanted to call. If I wanted to run a special, they were right there to answer my phone call, and we built it custom to our website, and I feel like we have a really excellent website because of it. But the bottom line is our website is the #1 ranking website in our area for every single category, and it's a very competitive area. It is also important, though, and what Firegang told me early on was, you got to give us a year to build this up and work, because Google's going to look at the websites and you get a certain ratings jump after 6 months, after a year. And so I think that's important to make that investment in time too. Don't think that it's going to happen overnight. People who jump from website to website, from SEO company to SEO company, I think your rankings are going to suffer because of it. But if you stick it out for a year, look at the trends, see where your ranking's going, and then the proof is really in the pudding in the end. And I saw really good results with Firegang. Add some service that sets you apart from your competition. The best investment you can make, in my mind, and what I've seen and what I learned from my friend and then did, is investing in your own education. If you become a super provider, you'll be amazed at how well you're going to do and what you can keep in-house. You can get to, at this point in my practice, a lot of what I do is implants. That's what I like to do. Now I have the dentist to support me in the other things as well, and it allows me to do that, but that's only because I've invested in my education.